Ladies and gentlemen, President Trump is on his way to regaining the Oval Office. He leads by around 6 points, 4 to 6 points, according to the latest Wall Street Journal article. Trump takes 2024 lead as Biden approval hits new low, Wall Street Journal poll finds. Unhappiness with Biden's performance is pervasive, with economic pessimism weighing him down. We're on our way to a recession, unfortunately. I still think there's going to be a devastating stock market crash. And it's all because Democrats and bureaucrats who lacked any knowledge of economics pushed to shut down economic activity. There's another word for it, but I'm always algorithmically friendly. Hit subscribe to this channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. To read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, and other publications, go to hagoodman.com. Democrats said that inflation was only temporary. Biden's administration said inflation was only temporary. So they raised interest rates through the roof. And the interesting thing about Democratic voters, young Democratic voters, even people on the far left, not only will they always vote Democrat no matter what, it's basically a cult, but they'll say, oh, well, Biden at least he wants to eliminate student loan debt. Okay, so you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you have student loan debt, but guess what? You can't buy a home because interest rates are through the roof. And so you have 7 to 8% mortgage rates. And so, or 6 to 8%. And so you have a situation where Democrats raised interest rates through the roof to address the inflation that they said wasn't a problem in 21. So they completely change course all the time. They completely change their tune. And all they care about is focusing and emphasizing how bad Trump is. The country loves Trump. Even Democrats who aren't really a part of that groupthink, they might not like Trump, but they know that the economy was better with Trump. Okay, if democracy functions, Trump will regain the Oval Office. Okay, if there are issues that the former president talked about that were never investigated, okay, having a haphazard investigation for 2 seconds without media support, without congressional support, without anybody going to Congress and testifying. You have state officials running very quick investigations into potential foul play, where the people running the investigation stand to lose the most if foul play is discovered, criminal activity is discovered. Well, then, what do you expect? Then they say Trump's categorically false claims, his lies. And they don't say the Russian collusion lies. They don't say that they've ever lied. When they make statements that are categorically false, they never view those statements as a lie or never view those statements even as false. It just happened. They accused Trump of things he didn't do. Well, the Mueller probe found absolutely nothing. And they're not denying Trump's victory. They're simply going by intelligence officials who then had a hunch, no direct evidence. And by the way, there was never any direct evidence with Trump. There was no direct evidence he led or orchestrated any criminal activity. They're trying to say his words compelled people to commit crimes. Nothing he said, if he used the word fight, it was within the context of actually like politics, political battles in Congress, not an Abrams tank. So they make absurd leaps of logic, whereas you have Democrats who have given their constituents specific guidelines into how to harass Trump supporters. And that's okay, that's free speech. But anyway, he even does better, Trump, according to this article, among third-party and independent candidates are added to the scenario. His lead expands over mashed potato brains. Okay, So Biden is a part of when they indicted Hunter for not paying his taxes. They threw Hunter Biden basically under the bus. This isn't about Hunter. None of this is about Hunter. It's about graft and bribery schemes where Joe, our president, mashed potato brains, is the reason that people and governments and billionaires are giving money to Hunter and others around him. Okay, this is very simple. You had 150 around 150 SARs, which when banks find something to be a suspicious activity report, you couldn't even get a home loan. You couldn't even really buy a car if you had too many of those, or even one of those. Okay? You couldn't even, you definitely wouldn't get a personal loan or any type of lending. And they're going after Trump because the corruption. Here's the thing. On MSNBC, they say that Trump is a tyrant. He's going after his political opponents. These historians on MSNBC and elsewhere, like every other liberal publication or cable station, do they not understand that prosecutors in heavily blue cities or blue states or cities that are run by Democrats have leveled indictments at Trump? Democrats who ran on locking him up are now indicting him. They literally, and then you have judges and law clerks who gave to the Democratic Party. And then Trump is the menace because he says on day one he's going to be an authoritarian, which is another, we had record low poverty, record highs in household median income, and he signed the First Step Act, which limited or which allowed people imprisoned to leave prison who deserved leaving prison, okay? Generally, despots and authoritarian. Oh, and the main thing is he was the least militant. So these historians who think that Trump is a despot don't know what a despot or a tyrant or a totalitarian is. Trump is against military intervention, against sending Americans overseas, against sending American soldiers to counterinsurgency conflicts or never-ending military conflict. He's against that. Democrats and the never-Trump Republicans, if an intel service says, hey, we think we should do it, they'll do it in 2 seconds. In fact, the Pentagon lied to Trump, or people within the Pentagon lied to Trump, certain people. He wanted to remove Americans from one region of the world, and they lied to him. They said, oh, yeah, we can't. Oh, we will. Well, maybe never. He wanted to numerous times, but he still got the Doha Agreement, which Biden completely botched. So a despot doesn't sign prison reform legislation and isn't against never-ending military conflict. Okay? And so he's a really bad despot who, by the way, doesn't have any media. Usually authoritarians have full control of media, Democrats. And he doesn't have even loyalists within his own government. So I don't know what tyrant or authoritarian or despot you're talking about. Everything is public relations now, and they look at Trump. Here's the real thing. He defeated Clinton in 2016. I think that Hillary Clinton will be the 24 nominee. By the way, it really doesn't matter if she wins or not for Democrats or for the Clintons. That's a pretty amazing thing to go up and to raise all that money. Amazing in terms of lucrative. So, but I think that she has a chance to win. Unfortunately, I think that it'll be Hillary Clinton, Trump. I think Hillary Clinton is the only chance they have. She already has that apparatus. She doesn't really have to rebuild. She could just continue the 2016 campaign and say, you know what? The Russians took it from us. The denying individuals they are, the greatest deniers of all time. And they can say that, you know what? We were just very close. Let's go ahead and win Michigan and Pennsylvania. And then you have Clinton as president. And Wisconsin. So, hit subscribe to this channel right now. I do think, though, that Trump will regain the Oval Office. Okay, it's gonna rely on a couple red states that need to vote red in 24. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now.